today we are going to start with Power BI Desktop. Now let's see that when you want to start working with Power BI, right? So few things which you need to like always make sure before working on any project, before working on any report. The first thing is always it is recommended that always you should to work on latest Power BI Desktop. Why? Because there are many functionalities, many features which are available in latest Power BI Desktop only. Okay, and if you want to use the new things, new features in Power BI, then you have to use the latest version. Okay, how to check that? Just go to help and about, and here you can make sure that whether you are using the latest version or not. Okay, it's March 2020. So every month, generally Microsoft release new update, but for April, Microsoft did not release. The point is like how you will ensure that the new version is available or not, right? So here you will be able to see the new version available message here. Another or otherwise, what you can do, you can just do one thing. You can just go to the Power BI blog, right? So here is Microsoft Power BI blog, which is like I would recommend you that you guys should visit this blog like once in a week at least, because if you want to be updated with all the Power BI and everything, right? What are the release? What are the updates, right? So here you can see that Power BI updates. Okay. So month wise, you can see here like May 2020, April 2020, March 2020, right? So every month, what Microsoft is doing within Power BI or for Power BI, what is the roadmap of Power BI? Everything you can get from here. Okay. So at least once in a week you can visit it. Okay, and in case if there is any update, so how you will get to know, like for example in March 2020. Okay, so Microsoft released the Power BI desktop version. So in March 2020 you will see how it looks like. So you will see a blog like this, Power BI desktop March 2020 feature summary, right? So when Microsoft will release a new update for May, so you will see in the May month, you will see Power BI desktop May 2020 feature summary. Okay, so you need to simply click on this blog, and here you will see that what are all those features which Microsoft released with the new update. Okay, so these are all the new features. Okay, so you can see a pretty long list, right? You can see that all these features and functionalities have been released into the new version of Power BI. If you want to download the latest Power BI desktop, then just simply click here and you will be able to download and install it. Okay. Now, the second thing is when you want to work with Power BI desktop, there are some settings which you need to enable. When Microsoft release new version of Power BI desktop, then most of the features are released in a preview feature as a preview feature. Preview feature is nothing but it's just like a beta version, initial release. Okay, you can say beta or initial release. Okay, so in order to use these preview features, you need to first enable these preview features in Power BI desktop. Okay, how you will enable it? You need to go in file, then go to options and settings, then go to options. Here you will see some one preview features tab. Click on it. So you just need to make sure that all these preview features are enabled, right? So you have to select, for example, if your Power BI desktop these two are not selected, so you have to select, you have to check mark all these preview features. Okay, only then you will be able to use these initial new features of Power BI. Okay, so select all of them and click OK and restart your Power BI desktop. Okay, apart from that, there are some other settings which you can see here under this settings window, right? So for example, what happens actually once you start working with Power BI. Okay, so Power BI desktop is start storing some data or some temporary file in its cache memory. Okay, so time to time, like once, depending on the usage. Okay, but generally like once in a month at least, you should clear the cache by just coming here. Come here, go to data load, and here you can see clear cache, right? So just clear it. So what will happen by this? It will clear all the temporary files, all the like some raw data from the cache memory. Okay, so you just need to make sure like you are cleaning it. Otherwise, what will happen? The cache size will continuously going to be increasing and increasing and increasing, and it will be like making your Power BI desktop bit slow, and it will occupy much space in your machine. Okay, so this is just like once in a month if you do, then it's good enough. But if your usage is not too much, then once in a quarter also you can do that. Okay, so it's not very frequent activity. That is just one thing. Another thing is like there are so many settings here, right? So I'll be explaining you time to time that what we, if you want to do something, like what setting we need to change here. Okay, so basically whatever the setting you want to you want to change for your product for Power BI desktop, then this is the place where you need to come. Okay, once again I'm telling you that how to come here. Go to file, options and settings. Next, I was saying most of the things basically we can control from that settings window. Okay, but in as of now, only this thing you need to just make sure that all the preview features are enabled or not. Now let's move to the data sources point. So the point is, when you want to work with Power BI, what thing you need? What is that thing? What you need? We need the data. Okay. Before creating any report, any data model, what we need the data. Okay. And in Power BI, it's very easy, very straightforward to get the data Power BI from any data source. How? Simply go to this get data button. You can see here get data, right? And this get data is very similar, right? Almost all the Power BI. See, Power BI is just a luxurious version of Excel. What's my point? Power BI is just a luxurious version of Excel and other components. So if you go in Excel, if you go to the data, here you can see get data option. All right. And if you go here, you see get data. Even the icon, if you see, that is also same. Why? Because most of the features, most of the things are coming from the Excel, and that's the reason like why Power BI is like gaining much popularity in the market within just a few years in comparison to other BI tools. Because most of the business users, most of the people are are easily able to relate it with the Excel. Okay, and if they can relate it with Excel, then it means it is very easy for them to learn it, to understand it. That's why Power BI is much user friendly in comparison to other BI products. So when I want to get the data from any data source, let's begin with Excel. So you need to click here. Here you will see some common data sources. Okay, so this is the default list from Microsoft. You cannot change it. Okay, you cannot change this default list. But if you want to see the complete list of data sources, right, then what we need to do, we need to click here on more button, right? Or instead of clicking in on this arrow, right, you can directly click on this logo, on this icon, right? So if I click on this arrow button, then it will show me a drop down list here and I'll see some data sources here. If I want to see the complete list, then I can click on more button. Once I click on more button, I'll see a window like this. Here I can see all the data sources. Okay, but most of the buttons like having two actions. One is if I click on this arrow, it means this button is having two operations, two actions. If I click here on this arrow, it will give me a list. Otherwise, if I directly click on the icon, it will open the complete list directly. I have clicked like this. All right. So you just see here few buttons, like where you see this arrow. Here you have the arrow. It means there is another option under this arrow, right? There's like this into this transform data. If I click on it, here you see there are other options also. Okay, so never thought like it is transform data only. No, there, under this button there are some other actions also which you can perform, which you can use. And how to know them, how to know that under which button it is? By just this arrow button you can identify, oh, under this I can see some more options, some more actions. Okay, like new visual. So if I click on this new visual, then what will happen? A new visual will be added here. I clicked, a new visual has been added here. Okay, so it means there is not any other action under this button. Okay, behind this button. Why? Because there is not any arrow button. Okay, so you can see a small arrow here, more visual. So okay, so you can click here and you can see, oh, there are two options under this. So always make sure it, because many times what I felt like many people just are trying to find one feature, one button, and they are not able to find it. Why? Because actually that feature may be under any other feature here like this, or maybe like this. Or if by default, if you want to open the main button, right, to see here transform data, right, if you want to open the transform data directly, then you can click on this icon. Okay, if you want to see the complete list of actions, then you have to click on this arrow button. You got my point? Okay, so now let's open the data sources. So your data sources are available here in this list. Here you can see that these are categorized in different categories like file, databases, Power Platform data source, Azure data source, right? So in this way, these are like categorized in different. And Microsoft is continuously increasing this list. Currently, we have like around 100 data sources from where you can extract the data in Power BI. So for example, if you want to search any data source, let's say Excel, then you can use this search button. And here you choose this Excel, click on connect, right? So it's very straightforward. And you then go to your data source. So let me just get any Excel. All right, so here I got this Excel file. Once you got the Excel file, then you can click on open button. Okay, if you are going to load the Excel file from your machine, from your local machine, then it's straightforward. But if you want to get the Excel file, let's say your Excel file is placed on some other network drive, okay, then no problem. If you have the access, the read access of that network drive, of that shared drive, then you can just simply pass that path here and you can extract the data from there also. Click on open. All right, so here you will be able to see these tables, right? So these are 3 sheets, right? These are 3 sheets in that Excel file. So that's why we are able to see these 3 here. Okay, so now what is this? This is the navigator window. You can see here, this is navigator window. So we need to understand this window, the purpose of this window. It's not just like a window. Actually, what is it? When you load the data on this navigator window, it means your connection has been successfully established with your data source. One thing. Okay. The second thing is when you load the data and you can see this data into the navigator window, it means right now data has been loaded in your RAM, in your memory. Okay. When you select any table, let's say I select orders table, and you can see here, this is the preview, right? So this is the preview of the data. So it means where the data is right now. Right now the data is in RAM. That's why it is recommended to use at least 8 GB of RAM. It is just recommended, but the minimum requirement is 4 GB. So if you are working on large data set and you do not have like a good amount of RAM, then you may face some lagging or some data loading issues. Okay. So once you can see this data here, right? So it means this data is right now into the memory. The data right now is not in your hard disk, or physically it's not available in the Power BI desktop. If I minimize it, and here you see that nothing is available in the Power BI desktop. The data you see here in this window right now, the data is in memory. Okay, so that's why it has been said that when you load the data, Power BI can hold your data in the memory. Okay, and you can transform, you can do the data modeling when the data is in memory. That's why the data transformation is very fast. Okay, it means you can hold your data for a while within the RAM. Okay. Okay, so now here you select your tables. Let's say I have selected 2 tables. Okay, now I want to load this data in Power BI desktop or in query editor. There are 2 things. One you can see here, load button, and one you can see transform data, right? What are the difference between them? So when you load some data, when you extract some data, then sometimes your data might be required for some data transformation, or sometime like it is already transformed, it is already cleared. It's straightforward. Now you need to do the visualization for it. Okay, let's say if your data is not clean, you need to do some data transformation in it, then you have to click on this transform data button. Once you will click on this transform data button, it will open your data into the another window. Let's click on it. Right, so now you can see the data has been loaded in another window, that is Power Query Editor. What is this? Power Query Editor. So this Power Query Editor is basically a very powerful tool, and we can say it's a ETL place where you can perform all your data transformation. There are a lot of options, right, under different tabs. So we are not going in much detail in this session in all these operations. So first we need to understand that once you have the data here, then what you can do with the data and what you cannot do with the data. So the one thing which you cannot do, which you cannot expect, the write back operation is not performed, right? It's not valid. What does write back means? Like I extracted this data from Excel. I extracted this data from the Excel, and if I remove this row ID column from here like this, okay, so now what happened? Row ID column has been removed, has been deleted from the Power BI data model. So it doesn't mean like it also has been deleted, it also has been removed from the Excel. No. So whatever the option of like operation you will do here, addition, deletion of any column, data filtration, there will not be any write back impact on your source data or on your Excel. Okay, so don't confuse with it. Like if you are removing some data, then it might get some impact on your source data also. Okay, so it's never possible. Even if you want to do that, that is also not possible. Okay, so write back is not possible. Only you can extract the data, you can read the data only. That's it. Got it? So now you have these two tables here. So you can see the queries here. Queries is written here. So don't be confused with it. Queries is nothing but just table. Okay. In terms of Power BI, we call it queries. We call tables as queries. Okay. So there are two queries, or I can say two tables, right? Now, this is a very small data set, right? You may have like here 10, 20 or 50 tables also. Now, when you load this data, when you like start data transformation on this data, you have to use different buttons and different things here, okay, based on your requirement. Once you do it, once you complete all your data transformation, right, then what you have to do, you have to load this data in Power BI Desktop. Means data is not available right now in your hard disk, in your Power BI Desktop. You can see here there's nothing in Power BI Desktop right now. So it means when you load the data in Power Query Editor, when you load the data in Power Query Editor, it means the data again will be loaded in the memory. Okay, data again will be loaded in the memory, and whatever the data transformation you will do, that will be happening inside the with the data when it is in the RAM. That's why it is in memory data transformation. Okay. All right. So once you have done all your data transformations here. Okay. It means right now the data is in memory. Now I need to load this data in Power BI Desktop. So how to load that? For loading that, I can simply click on this button, close and apply. So what it will do, it will close this Power Query Editor and it will load the data in Power BI Desktop. It will apply all the changes, all the data transformation changes, and it will load the data in Power BI Desktop here. Okay, so let's click on this, close and apply. As of now, I'm not going to show any data transformation operation. Okay, first we need to understand that how it works. Okay, then we will come to here on this Query Editor tab again. So let's close and apply this button. Now what will happen? Data will start loading in Power BI Desktop. Till now, data was in memory. Based on the data size, based on the network, based on the data source, it may take some time. Okay. All right. So now you can see the data has been loaded in Power BI Desktop. So now what happened with the data which was in the memory? That memory now has been cleaned up. Data has been removed from the memory now, because now we have loaded the data in physical memory into the in your hard disk in Power BI Desktop. Okay, it's clear. So we need to understand, like, when data is in when data is in temp memory, when data is in RAM, and when data is in hard disk. All right, so now data has been loaded in Power BI Desktop and we have the data here. If you want to see the tabular preview of this data, then you can see here there are three tabs, right? Report tab, data tab, and model tab. You need to go here into the data tab and you can see the data of the selected table, right? If I select returns table, here you can see returns table data. So now, is there any doubt, any question regarding to this, what I explained right now? Well, version update is automatic. No question I can see here. And if we transform two sheets, remaining one sheet will be in memory, or it will be removing from memory. Okay, so the one sheet which you did not selected, that will be removed from your memory. Okay, and unless you have the data in the navigator window or in the query editor window, okay, only then your data will exist in RAM. Once you load it in Power BI Desktop, then it means now your memory will be cleaned out and the memory temporary data would be removed from the memory. It's clear? Next question I can see, while importing data, what errors are as users we may encounter? So good question, but depends on the data source from where you are loading the data. Okay. For example, if you are loading, if you have provided the valid credentials and you have the valid the appropriate rights to extract the data, then generally you should not face any data during the data import process. Okay. Yes, it could be a it could be possible, like sometimes if you are loading the data and that data is in huge volume, so during the data loading time you may face some errors, right? One very good example like which I faced like last week when I was trying to extract the data from a cloud Jira connector, right? So it depends on the connectors. Okay, so the Jira connector was not able to parse data in GBs. So once it was loading like 30 minutes, 35, 40 minutes, after that it was throwing some error. When I dig into the detail, when I tried to check it, then I got to know like the Jira's connector does not support the huge data because once it start loading the data and like within 30 minutes or within 1 hour, it was showing me timeout error. Okay, so that was the reason, like it depends on the capability of the connector from where you are loading the data. Okay, but generally we should not face any issue if you have all the like if you have the credentials, correct credentials, and if you have the required access, like read access from the data, then we should not get any issues during the data extraction. All right, so another question I can see here, the Excel you are using is available as a free download on internet, right? It's just a data set, right? And not this one. You can download any data set. How? Just go here, kaggle.com, and from this website, depending on your interest, you can download any data set. Okay, so if you do not want to work with a sales data set, you want to work with any other data set, then you can go here, and here you can see a data sets tab. Just go here, and from this window you can download anything. US car data sets, Turkish lira banknote data set, whatever you want. Okay, doesn't mean like only any one data set you want. Air pollution, sorry, air pollution.